think it's time. I think it's time to address the office area.
I think it looks great. Look at it. Oh my. Every once in a while, things get so bad that one is simply left with no choice but to just jump in the deep end and eat that elephant. These are always hard projects to take on because you know they're going to take longer than you want them to. They're going to cost more than you want them to, and they're not going to end up looking quite as good as your original vision is set for. But it's still so important for the functionality of our homes and our spaces to make the time to make these things happen. And we knew that this was our teeny little break between homeschooling lessons to make something like this happen. Before we bring in new curriculum and organize through last year's schoolwork, we had to get this in order, not only for homeschool's sake, but also for our home office and the work that we do out of here. We have some big changes coming to the business this coming fall, which means a lot of added effort on our part, which means that we need to be organized so that we can make that happen in the very best way that we can. Okay, we're a few weeks in now to the office organization. This is the room that actually used to be our bedroom. It's what, 10 by 14, I think? It's a small space, and now it's our workout space. This is our workout machine here. We got some new mats, which is great. But it's a space that serves many purposes. And we've got some homeschool organization. We've got our workout. We've got our office. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah. I think gone are the days where we could get away with stuffing away a few things in some cabinets and nooks and crannies. Now that the kids are older and we end up with more books during the homeschool year and the need to be a little bit more organized.
Yeah.
So we had to
So you had to build me some more shelves.
More shelves. Can you believe it?
Let's show them. Okay, so when we used this room as our bedroom, as our master bedroom, there was a teeny tiny little closet that was right here. It was maybe what, 4 by 2. It was very small, and we took it out. And so that just sort of left this wall here. And we've had these metal racks here, you know, like the kind that you get at Costco. The problem is they didn't go all the way to the ceiling, so there was just a ton of wasted space. And because our house is so small, we kind of have to make the most of all the spaces. And so this project has been building up for a while, but I'm really happy with how it all came together. We just used these cheap old brackets that you can get at Lowe's, just standard metal L brackets. And then Stu got some plywood and ripped it down into shelves. And then we just painted the whole shebang so that it kind of looks like a built-in, at least it doesn't stand out as its own shelving unit. So this shelving area, thanks for the shelves, by the way.
You're welcome.
It now serves as our storage for all of our office and work stuff, as well as our homeschool stuff. So paper and drones and all of our camera gear, all the stuff that we kind of have to keep organized. And then down on the bottom, which is the bit that I still need to do today, is going to be our homeschool organization. So we've got these great little plastic bins. Everyone's going to have their name labeled on them, and some of their extra school books can be stored here so that we have a little bit more homeschool space. You know, I think part of me had to just kind of let go of this idealistic view that I had of a home office or of a homeschool space. We don't have a homeschool room. We don't have space for things like that. And so instead, we're making do with what we've got. I'm actually super happy with how it turned out.
You like to strike that balance between things being functional but also being
beautiful.
Beautiful and appealing. And so I think, for instance, the
this is my Swedish ivy.
Right. Is that the best use?
Beautiful?
Is that the most efficient use of that little space on the shelf? Probably not, yes. But at the same time, I think it needs to be there.
There is something really cool that I want to tell you about. If you have a home office that you're trying to organize, or just a school space, whatever it is, I found these really cool things. Flip around, let me show you. By the way, the office is not quite done yet. We're gonna finish that with you today here on the video because we still need to finish painting the ceiling and we have some organizing to do. So we'll get to that, but these were so cool. They're sticky little foam mats that just stick right to your wall without drilling. And you can they come in like these small squares so you can piece them together however you want. You can put 2 here, 2 there, but it's a bulletin board. And I love bulletin boards. I love piecing together the little scrapbook things, and I've been saving some special cards from friends and a few things that just make me really happy that I like to be surrounded by, coupled of course with some functional things like work calendars. But this is a really cool piece because we didn't even have to drill into the wall. It hangs really easy. I think it looks pretty sleek. Oh, here's something cool. Look what came in the mail yesterday. So we had an art store online for a few years. When did we open it? 2021? Something like that. Anyway, it was great. You guys were so kind and you were so supportive of the art store. And then the art store got hacked. It was a complete disaster. So we had to just shut down the whole art store, gut the whole thing, and start again. And in the meanwhile, in the process of doing all that, the photography has changed a bit. The style has changed a bit. I love where it's going, but we got our first new pieces printed and delivered this week for the new art store. You want to see them?
Yep.
Should we show them? Can you see them through the plastic?
Kind of.
Okay. Well, they're in plastic protectors here, but this is one that I took in Bulgaria of my friend Lisa's hand. Another Bulgaria shot, of course, espresso. Zucchini. I love this one.
That was in Bulgaria too.
That was in Bulgaria too. And these are our Zinfandel grapes. These are George's hands. So this was also in Bulgaria. But we've got this and we've got a poster series, which I put on the back wall. So we'll make sure to show you that as well. But we've got some new art coming out this fall and I'm so excited because it's just been I think it's been 18 months since we had to shut the art store down. So this feels really, really good to have these. All right, where do we begin, Stoobs? Where do we begin?
I think we got to finish painting.
Okay. I volunteer you.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Stoobs, what color is this? Can you read the can?
Cottage Feel.
Cottage Feel. That's the name of the color.
Yep, that's why you chose it.
Oh.
They got your number.
Yeah, they do. Where are you gonna stick those?
Oh, good question. Got a delivery.
Got a delivery. We've been
This is
getting
part of why we need to redo this room.
We've been getting a lot of deliveries lately.
That's right.
You want to tell people why?
I think I'll keep it a secret.
Till the end of the video or till?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait and see.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't you just maybe stick them out of here while we finish painting? Okay. Don't you think it's kind of funny, honey, how your needs for spaces change?
Oh, funny? I don't know if that's the right word.
It is though. It's ever. You're ever adapting to the phase your family's at.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's definitely a thing. I don't know if it's a funny thing.
Causes you too much more work.
You're laughing though.
Okay, while you do that, I think I'm going to clean off. This is our office desk. This is where Stuart edits all the videos, all the cooking community videos. It's where we do all of our Zoom calls, record the podcast. Everything happens right here. So the demands are pretty high on this room.
Mm-hmm. It also means it gets used
disorganized
quite often. Well, I'm just saying it's actually hard to redo a room like this.
Yes.
Because of how often it gets used.
Because you're living in it while you're trying to redo it.
That's right.
All right. I don't even know what to do with this stuff. Oh!
Nice step stool.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Full top.
Okay. Thank you. So a big piece of why we need to reorganize the office is because we have all these boxes coming in. And you know, the Elliott Homestead has been a lot of places over the last 15 years.
That's right. This very living room, I remember, was stacked to the ceiling with boxes when we self-published
Yes.
Family Table. And
Yeah.
we were packaging them up, sending them out. We had our kids wrapping up boxes, and so yeah, it's just funny to think about all the different things.
All the different renditions and how each is kind of, I think of them like building blocks, like each piece of the Elliott Homestead year upon year has built and transformed into what's next. And what's next for us, for the Elliott Homestead, is opening a store, an online store this fall.
So all the more reason for us to get our office ready.
We have a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm really excited.
It's a good time for it during the summer, I suppose.
Yep. And everything that's coming in is looking so beautiful. I can't show it to you yet, but it is beautiful. I don't want to bog you down too much because your system of organization is going to be different than mine. But this is kind of a few things that I have found to be helpful. One is not having plastic tubs with lids on them because people are more inclined to put things away when they don't have to pull the tub down, put something in, and then put the lid back on. So instead, I just put the lids underneath them. That way, if we want to stash them away somewhere different, we can. The lid's right there. Also, labels. Labels, labels, labels. I find this to be so helpful. And maybe it's just my personality. Maybe nobody else in the world cares. But I love having our tubs labeled because it helps to kind of keep things where they need to be. It's interesting when you homeschool your kids, not only do you have all of their curriculum, but you have your curriculum. You have all your teachers' manuals and your source texts. And so this is Olive Stewart's. He's tutoring 3 classes next year for our church's homeschool co-op. So he has a lot of things going on here, needs to have them at the ready. So this is by no means our supply of all of our books, but it is the ones that we need for referencing for teaching some of these subjects. What else do we have here? Oh, you know how you always have kind of the junk drawer with the pliers and the little command strips and all those funky little things. You have to give them a home. Even though they're not pretty, even though you don't want to give up shelf space, you're going to have them, they're going to exist, so it's better to give them a spot where they can exist in a confined space. So we have a few of those. We have a little hardware tub, we have a little nails and screws tub, and these kind of have all those bits and bobs that we're not sure what to do with, but that need a home. Let's see, what else have we found helpful? We have our batteries and film. We still have a film camera, some extra cartridges for all of our label makers and printers, and then a receipts tub as well, which we need to keep for the business. Ooh, this is probably one of my favorite ones underneath the ivy, is our little mail-in tub. This just means we gathered the mail. We didn't know what to do with it. We don't have time to sit down and pay those bills right now or put things where they need to go. So instead it goes into the mail-in tub. And then once a week we sit down with that, we sort through it, we file things away, we pay things as needed. So again, it gives that thing a place to go in the meanwhile, so it doesn't end up just stacking up on counters and on desktops. Ooh, this is my favorite one. This is my stationery tub. I love writing people letters and giving them cards and collecting little cards or stickers as I come across them. And so that's where I keep that collection. That's a fun one. So this is kind of the last bit that I need to organize. These are the kids' school tubs, and then I have my Italian tub there as well. I do lessons with my tutor twice a week. I'm always frantically scribbling things on pieces of paper. I like to go through actually type those out, print them off, and put them in my Italian folder so I can remember them. But in the meanwhile, those little scraps of paper need a place to live, so I keep that organized in there. I guess the moral of the story here is this is all part of life, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We accumulate these things, we use them. They're not the pretty bits necessarily.
No.
But they're functional.
Yeah.
So we need to find a way to make it work. I love how this project ended up coming out. Not to say it's perfect, because this is a home that people live in, and that's never going to be perfect. But I feel like we finally made the most of what we have. We found a way to make it work for us. We found a way to make it beautiful. And at the end of the day, that's all you can hope for. Hope you enjoy.